Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out at me. I also do the occasional arcade and pinball machine videos, unboxings, blogs, challenges, and miscellaneous videos where my daughter usually makes fun of me. Those are a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers G1 Retro Reissue SKULLCRUNCHER and Grax. So this is really cool. It's a Titans Return figure, been repainted and redecorated to more closely resemble the original G1 figure with a newly molded headmaster, again to more closely resemble the original G1 figure. Released in February or March of 2021. This is brand new, starting to hit stores right now as of the time of this recording. It's a Walmart exclusive and it retails for approximately $20. I just found mine on the shelf this morning. I found the whole wave on the shelf. Very, very cool stuff. So we can see right here, we've got a window package. The box looks just like the G1 box did. We've got the window showing us Grax right there. And then next to that, we've got the other window showing us SKULLCRUNCHER already in his alligator mode. Next to that, we've got that really cool G1 style artwork. On the top, we've got transformation sequence pictures showing us how we're going to go from beast mode or alligator mode all the way over to robot. Side of the box, both sides, has pictures of SKULLCRUNCHER both in his robot and his gator mode. And then on the back, we've got that splash artwork. Again, that original G1 artwork that was always so cool, featuring Fort Max and Scorponok and a whole battle going on there. And then we've got a short bio for SKULLCRUNCHER right there on the bottom, along with his tech specs. So that is about it for the packaging. Let's go get it opened up and check it out. And here's SKULLCRUNCHER out of the package, and I love this toy. Out of the box, you get the gun, the sword weapon, the Grax Headmaster or Titan Master, the alligator body, or SKULLCRUNCHER himself, or the Transector, and the sheet of instructions, which again, done in that very G1 style. You've got just that line art, purple background, and then you just got the black and white outlines there. Very, very cool. Love the throwback to the G1 instructions with these guys. And here you have SKULLCRUNCHER and Grax and the weapons. So real quick, we'll take a look at the weapons so that we can then combine them and complete the alligator or the crocodile. I'm gonna probably say alligator because I live in Florida. It's a crocodile, but force of habit, just letting you know ahead of time, I'm probably gonna say alligator a couple of times. But real quick, we can, as we can with most Titan Master figures, we can take the weapons and make a little gun emplacement for them. So we just take Grax, set them right in there, and then you got that port right there in the front where we can take the gun. And now we got ourselves a little gun emplacement right there. You can go down here to the bottom and pop out this peg, and you can either have a figure hold him as a gun, like a gun of a gunner holding a gun, I don't know, or you can pop this into one of the base modes or city modes that we already have, which is very cool. All right, but we'll go ahead and pop this guy out. And I love the way they integrated the weapons into the beast mode. So as you saw, the gun is just going to pop right in there. You just push it all the way in. And then we're going to use this port on the back here and pop it into this peg right here on the back of the crocodile mode. And there you go. There's the entire crocodile mode. And I absolutely love the way this guy looks. Now, real quick, before we get started, let's take a look at Grax. I don't have an original G1 Grax to compare him to, but this guy is approximately 1.5 inches tall, and he does look exactly like G1 Grax. You got the green body with the black arms and the black legs. You've got the black helmet with the silver body and the red eyes. Looks exactly like the original Grax. Very, very cool. Going all the way around, of course, we've got the head of SKULLCRUNCHER just sitting right there. We don't have that little flap in the back anymore. Articulation wise, his head is on a ball joint. He can look side to side, and you've got front and side, front to back and side to side kind of rotation or tilt, because it's on a ball joint. The shoulders are also on a ball joint, so you can move the arms forward that far, down that far, in and out a little bit. And then the legs are fused together, but you are going to be jointed at the hips and at the knees, so you can sit this way or you can sit this way. And we're going to be doing that in just a moment when we put Grax in the SKULLCRUNCHER. And the change that they made from the G1 figure to this modern interpretation, absolutely dig it. So we'll set Grax off to the side for just a moment. Let's take a look at SKULLCRUNCHER or the Transector. Very, very beautiful looking crocodile mode. It measures approximately 10 inches long from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail. So this is a nice, impressive display piece, very big. And he is about 1.5 inches tall. He's about as tall as Grax is, so not very tall there. Now he does have some articulation, which is actually pleasantly surprising. The head, because it, or the tail rather, because it's on that port, can move side to side. The back legs have probably the most useless articulation. They are on ball joints, so you can move them in and out, and you can move them all the way around. But in this mode, there's really not a whole lot you're going to be able to do with them other than either have them straight or have them out just a little bit, and that's about it. And you're not going to use them in robot mode. So again, the articulation on these guys is kind of pointless, but there it is. The front legs can rotate here at the base. They can also go in and out at what I guess you would call that the elbow, and you can also rotate them at the paws, so you can kind of, you know, move them around. Again, it's a crocodile, and crocodiles don't exactly pose. They just kind of live their life in one pose. So, you know, you can bring the arms out a little bit or bring them in straight forward like that. And that's really kind of about it in terms of the legs for this guy. But there you go. You know, this guy looks so much better in person than the pictures that I had seen. When I've seen pictures of him online, the arms, the front, or rather the paws, the front paws just look so disproportionate to me. Having them in person, they are not. This actually looks really, really nice. Now, the head, absolutely love what they did on the head. The head is on a ball joint, so the head can move up and down, it can move side to side, and it can also turn and rotate. You can turn it all the way around if you want. You see that? And then, of course, the mouth also opens, which is very, very cool. And just kind of bringing them in close so you can see all the detail. Let's open that mouth again. Check that out. They painted the inside of the mouth. All the teeth are painted silver, which is really nice. You got the silver eyes, and you still have that cockpit here on the head, even though Grax is not going to sit in the head like the G1 figure did. He's actually going to sit back here. They still went ahead and put that cockpit window right here on the top. Very, very nice detail there. You've got all the scales, and then you got the green and the purple, or lilac, whatever you want to call that, going all the way back. So yeah, very, very nice looking gator mode or croc mode. Really, really dig it. And I love the way the teeth stick out. That's exactly like the way croc teeth stick out when they have their mouth closed. So that is really, really cool. A lot of attention and detail was paid here. Love that. Now, to get Grax inside, all we got to do is pop open. This one is weird. So we're going to pop open this hatchback here. This is a soft, rubbery plastic. It's not a hard plastic like all the other ones have been, which is odd. I don't know why they made that decision on this one to make this one different from the others. But it works. It works just fine. And we'll go ahead and take Grax, put him in the sitting position, and then we'll just pop him right in there, just like that. You can close this up, and Grax and SKULLCRUNCHER are ready for battle. Check that out. So cool. Couple of quick comparisons now. Like I said, I said I don't have a G1 SKULLCRUNCHER. Well, I do. I have a G1 SKULLCRUNCHER, but he's not SKULLCRUNCHER. You may or may not have seen this video in my That's Just Prime series. My G1 SKULLCRUNCHER, I customized and made a City of Steel Alligator Con Optimus Prime out of them. So yes, this is an actual G1 figure. I did this custom years before the KOs came out. If I was going to do this custom today, I would get a KO to do it with. But I did this a good decade before these KOs started coming out. So yeah, this is an actual original. I've actually made 2 of these. This is my own personal one, and then somebody commissioned me to make another one for them. So yeah, that's my G1 Alligator Con Optimus Prime, made out of a G1 SKULLCRUNCHER. But you know, same mode, right? So you can see what these guys would have looked like together. Just picture this guy in these colors. And again, the original one, you would have opened the mouth and Grax would have sat inside, and instead I have my gun sitting in there. So we'll pull that off. But Grax would have sat in there. And that's what these guys would have looked like together. So take this guy off to the side, and we'll compare him to the rest of the team. So here he is with Mindwipe. And here he is with my current favorite out of this line, WEIRDWOLF. And you can see what the whole team looks like together. And again, it's very cool to have the entire team, the G1 team represented here. Very, very cool. So let's take these guys off to the side, and we'll get SKULLCRUNCHER front and center. Getting in the transformation, we're going to start with removing the tail. So we just pop that off, set it off to the side, And we'll reach in here and get Grax out and set him off to the side. And we'll close the cockpit. Transformation on this guy is relatively simple, very similar to the original G1 figure with some minor changes. And getting into the robot mode is where we're going to get into my real only gripe with this figure. It's a minor gripe, but it's one that needs mention. So we're going to start with the legs right here, and these are just going to, we'll go ahead and take the alligator head or crocodile legs and just pop them in like that, and take the whole back of the body and rotate it around just like the G1 figure did. And then we're going to go right here and pop his toes out. And there's my complaint with him, is that the whole back of the legs just stays hollow. I'm actually disappointingly surprised that they didn't figure out a way to take these legs and rotate them and put them inside here. Not only for the looks, for the aesthetics department, but also to help stabilize them, because this is going to make them a little unsteady and kind of difficult to stand. So I'm disappointed that they didn't figure out a way to take the crocodile legs and rotate them and put them inside of the legs, but only minor complaint there. So we'll come up here and we'll take the alligator head. We're going to, I keep saying alligator, I told you guys, the crocodile head. I really like what they did here, where they used the neck of the croc to kind of fill in. So we're just going to take this and rotate it up, and we're going to untab it. The croc head was tabbed on the sides of the shoulders, which is really cool. And this is just going to come all the way down, and he's going to lay flat just like that. Might need to bring the camera up a bit. And then we're going to just take the shoulders, bring them down, straighten out the arms, flip the claws backwards, and flip the fists out. Does that tab into place, or is that, yeah, it's just right there. Same thing on, yeah, get the shoulders all the way down. Same thing on this side, bring the shoulder all the way down, straighten out the arm, flip out the claw, and flip out the fist. And there is SKULLCRUNCHER in robot mode. And I do find myself having to fiddle with him a little bit, because again of the hollowness on the legs. Right now he's standing okay, so we'll go ahead and bring Grax in. We'll fold him around, we'll turn him into the head, and we'll pop him right in. And there is Headmaster in robot mode. And again, the one minor complaint aside, this is a fantastic figure. Looks beautiful. Absolutely love the way this guy looks. Perfect modernization, once again, of the original G1 figure. Take a look at that head. That is a perfect G1 Grax head. We've got that really cool panel right there. Unfortunately, it doesn't open to show us the tech specs, but that would have been the panel that opened for the tech specs. And just kind of going all the way up and down on him, looking at all the details. Wasn't a whole lot of sticker detail apparently on the original one, because yeah, not a whole lot there. But you just got your grays, your greens, and your purples, and that's going to be about it. But again, he looks like the original G1 character just come to life in the modern take of it. Looks really, really nice. Just going all the way around, not a whole lot of kibble. The gator, or the croc head, is sticking out, which was, again, part of the G1 figure, was exactly like that, but it doesn't. The backpack is not as big as the original ones were. This is not a real bad backpack, really not. And again, you've got that hollowness back there. That's really my only complaint with this guy. It does make him hard to stand at times. You really kind of have to fiddle with the articulation to get him standing, but fortunately, it doesn't seem like I'm having too much trouble with him, at least for the review. For articulation, again, Grax's head is on a ball joint, therefore SKULLCRUNCHER's head is on a ball joint, so you got your side to side, and you got some rotation or some rocking forward and backward, side to side, inquisitive kind of a thing. The shoulders, so you've got this hinge here that was for transformation, so you can use those to your advantage, but then you've also got a ball joint on the base of the shoulder there, so forward, backwards, all the way around, and in and out. Rotation at the bicep, you got a bend at the elbow, you got a claw that pops off. That's never happened before. That's, of course, it's going to happen on camera. Then the forearm can also rotate due to transformation, which is really, really nice. You have a rotation at the waist, ball joints on the hips, forward, backward, in and out, rotation at the thigh, bend at the knee, and no real feet to speak of, so no real articulation there. So very dynamic looking figure. Again, this is one of those figures that looks like he's moving when he's standing still. Very dynamic. Absolutely love the way this guy looks. Let's bring in his weapons. So we'll take the gun and separate it from the base of the tail, and we'll give him his gun. And again, we can use the tail here in several different manner of ways. You can use that peg there and have him hold this as another gun. And you can even have this gun. You can take this gun and put it up here on the top. So you can have like a, I don't know, some kind of a crazy double gun kind of a thing going on like that. Or you can put this on the bottom. And then you'd have yourself a dual barreled gun, because you have this barrel and this barrel. Whatever you want to do with this, you know. Yeah, just whatever you want to imagine that it does. Which is what I like about these, because they have a lot of playability. And then you can also take this and just kind of bring it out, and then you can, I thought you could use this as a sword, but I don't think you can. I think that's really kind of the only two ways of doing it. I thought I had figured out a way of using it as a sword, but I think I was wrong. I'm thinking of a different figure, because that's not going to rotate all the way down. So that's kind of a shame, unless you want to just kind of angle it. There you go. You can kind of sort of have a sword like that. That's not really working for me. But no, I guess he kind of is. So there you go. We'll call that a sword or a knife or something. But there you go. Again, very, very nice looking figure. My only minor gripe is the hollowness on the feet. Other than that, very good looking figure. Very dynamic looking figure. So he looks like he's moving when he's standing still. And I absolutely love that about him. And he's a perfect representation of the G1 character. Speaking of which, for comparison, here he is with G1 SKULLCRUNCHER. Again, my personal G1 SKULLCRUNCHER that I have customized into the City of Steel Alligator Con Optimus Prime. At some point, I need to get myself a proper G1 SKULLCRUNCHER, because I have the other two and I don't have SKULLCRUNCHER. So I need to correct that at some point. But for now, this is what we've got to compare with, so you can see what he would have looked like side by side with the original figure and the height difference. And we'll go ahead and take this guy off to the side. We're going to put SKULLCRUNCHER in the middle, front and center, and we'll bring in the rest of the team. And again, I can't say how happy I am to have the whole team together now, because, you know, again, these two guys have been absolutely great for me. Werewolf is my favorite. Mindwipe, I was kind of meh on, but having him with the whole team really warm up to him. Really dig having them all together. So there you go. So you can see what all of these guys look like together. And again, I'm just really, really happy to have the whole team for both the Autobots and the Decepticons. These are great throwbacks. Like I said, I missed originally. I did not pick up the Titan Return issues of these. So I'm glad that I got these instead. I'm glad that they reissued them. I'm glad they redeckled them and made new heads for them so that they look more like the G1 characters and the G1 figures, because I am absolutely loving these guys. And I think that about covers the Transformers Headmaster SKULLCRUNCHER Titans Return G1 style reissue. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got a donate button up there if you want to hit on that. I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.